Hey everyone, have you ever been working on something and gone, you know what? This element needs something. It needs something to help it kind of stand out. Maybe try saturation. And we're going to do that today using Tubetizer from Kiive. Let's dive into the DAW and take a look right now. Okay, so here it is. This is Tubetizer from Kiive Audio. Just like we do in these review kinds of videos, if you want to jump ahead to the audio examples, use the chapters down below. Real quick, let's hit these controls. Real quick though, we're going to go over the controls. So this is Tubetizer in its default state. I just threw it on so you can see exactly what's going on. We have a distortion control, an output control, and then we have 4 other controls on bottom and 3 buttons. So obviously distortion, how much distortion or how much are we feeding into the tube to create this overdriven tube sound. And then output is the reductive volume measures for those increased sounds and harmonics. You'll see in a few minutes. These are automatically linked, and you can do that up here on top where it says gain link. So as we push distortion up, output will go down. Then underneath that, you have comp, built-in compressor. All the settings are dialed in. You're just dialing in how much additional compression you may need. Tone is exactly what you think. It's like an EQ. Make it a little lower for kind of a warmer sound or higher for a brighter kind of sound. Then you have SC or sidechain filter, which is filtering off the low end, feeding into the tube. This gives you a nice clean sub-low and then a saturated upper end based on wherever the filter is set. We'll show you that in a moment. And then we have type, where we can go between odd or even order harmonics. So odd is like your thirds, your fifths. If you're at 100 hertz, that means 300 or 500. That's how that works. Or if you go even, it's going to be, if our example is 100 hertz, 200, 400. So even multiples instead of odd multiples. You use even multiples for a more rounded kind of harmonious kind of saturation. And you use odd order harmonics to get a little bit more of a standout kind of aggressive tone. We'll get into this a little bit too. They both have their pros and cons. And then on bottom, we have 3 tube circuit styles, we guess we can call them. Triode, pentode, and plus iron. These are different styles, and there are different saturations that happen in this. So as we go through our examples, which we're about to get into, you'll hear that in action. Speaking of examples, let's dive straight in. This is the most simple beat you can throw together. I just grabbed a couple of loops inside Studio One, and then I threw down a very basic 808. This is where our example is going to be, is on the 808, because we want it to stand out a little bit more. There's also some keys and some pads and little things going on. So let's see what Tubetizer can do to our 808s. And during our example, I'll solo out just the drums and the 808 so we can hear how it helps kind of cut through, and then we'll make sure that everything's back in. So you'll hear an easy before and after. Let's dial this in right now. For this example, I'm actually going to stick with iron. I like how it has almost like an envelope filter kind of sound to our 808, but it's killing my low end. I want that low end to hit and to be substantial. So that's why we're going to use our sidechain filter. Listen to the low end as I open this up, and you'll hear that it's not getting pushed into the tube and getting that saturation, but gives us a nice solid low end, and then the added benefits of the harmonics on the top end. Take a listen. For now, let's just throw in some compression and show how this works on our 808s. I know I didn't go over every single control because I decided I wanted to make a dedicated video going over harmonics and the different kinds and how they sound and enhance our source materials. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, you can see how Tubetizer is a great little saturation box. If you're looking to have something just feel fuller or have a different kind of sound to kind of poke out, saturation and using tube saturation can be a good way to do that. Otherwise, it's just a great way to either add some aggression and some nastiness or just kind of fill things up because of that harmonic distortion that we get with tube saturation. So check out Tubetizer today. Use the link down in the description and have fun with saturation. Until next time, happy mixing, and I'll see you then. Bye.